And if you're nervous, you're welcome to bring an adult friend with you. And if you're a teenager, you're welcome to be pushed up here by your parents, like I always was, well past the age of the children's sermon. So this morning we heard the story of the man lying by the pool. And he was lying by the pool. There was this pool, and people would come to this pool because every now and again it would get agitated. It would start to bubble. And people thought that it bubbled because angels were in it. And so people thought that if they jumped into the pool when it was bubbling with what they thought were angels in there that they couldn't see, they would be healed. And so this man has been lying there, and he is trying to get to the pool. I don't know how often it bubbles, but he watches and watches and watches. And when it starts to bubble, he tries to get there, but he can't walk. And his arms make it so that he needs to get there with his arms, but everybody who can walk comes in ahead of him and pushes him out of the way and jumps in the pool, and by the time he gets there, it's no longer bubbling and splashing. So he hasn't been able to get into the pool yet when he thinks the angels are in there. So Jesus comes up to him, and does anyone remember what Jesus asked him? Avery? Do you want to be made well? Yeah. And this is a question that Jesus asks a lot of people right before he heals them. Some version of this, which is usually some version of, what do you want me to do for you? So if Jesus walked down this aisle right now and asked all of us, what do you want me to do for you? What would you guys say? Does anyone know? Does anyone want Jesus to do something for them? Quiet crowd.
Make me well.
Yeah. So, as you guys have so well demonstrated, it is often very difficult to really know what we want Jesus to do for us. Just like for this man. So this man did not say, make me well, did he? This man said, I can't get into the pool. He got caught up in his frustration about how hard it was for him to get where he needed to get. And he couldn't even think of the possibility of being made well. It was so out of the realm of what he thought possible. So as you guys continue to grow, it will get even harder and harder, in my experience, to know what you really, really, really want. Have other adults experienced that? Yeah. And it's hard now, isn't it? No one could even tell me. No one even said a transformer. I thought for sure I'd get some toy. Someone would tell me a toy, and no one did. It gets harder and harder to know what you want God to do for you. But the thing that we learn from the man lying by the pool, we learn two things. The first is that if we can get close enough to Jesus by either going to Jesus or letting Jesus come to us, we can have what we really, really want deep down in our hearts. So what are some ways we can get close to Jesus or let Jesus get close to us? Yeah. We can pray. Who here prays? Do you guys have a way of praying? Yeah, Nathan, what do you do for praying? You pray in your heart? Yep. Yeah, Christian. You can pray in your head. Who here likes to run around and play? Yeah. And do you really love doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's a way to pray too. Anything we really love doing is a prayer to God. Adults out there, what things do you really love to do? How do you pray? No one prays. Serious situation. Chris will be told about this. Some people really, really like to garden. Some people really, really like to go running. Some people take a walk in nature, take a bath. Drive to work? Who said that? Yay! Yes! All right. Jump in a pool. Some people like to sing or dance. Swimming lessons? Yes. So there are lots of ways that we can get close to Jesus. And the more that we make space to get close to God and to do the things we really love, the more we start to know what it is we really, really want. The other thing that we learn from this passage has to do with why the man didn't know what he wanted. So the first thing is that we might just not have made enough time to pray. The other thing is that maybe the man had been told along the way that he didn't deserve to get what he really, really wanted. Maybe someone had told him that he wasn't well because he didn't deserve to be well. There are lots and lots of adults who at some point in their life got the message that they didn't deserve to have what they really, really wanted. And sometimes it's because maybe they had gotten into trouble a lot. Even when they were trying not to get into trouble, they had gotten into trouble. Maybe it's because they had hurt someone really badly, which we all do. I do it, we all do it. Or maybe someone told them they were too hard to love. And so the thing that we learn from the man by the pool is that we all deserve Jesus coming to us and giving us exactly what we want. That we all deserve God's love and Jesus' love. And that's the most important thing from this lesson by the man by the pool. So what are the two things that we learned? Simon? Okay. We'll talk about this at home. The first thing was we learned that we need to make some time to pray, to do something we really love doing. And the second thing we learned is that we always deserve to have exactly what we need and want deep, deep down. And that God and Jesus are just waiting to give us those things, even if we don't ask. Even if Jesus comes to us and says, "What do you want?" and we can't answer, Jesus will give it to us if we make space and time to meet Jesus. Good?
Yes.
All right. You are released.